my father said, we are thrilled that the NHL has selected the Detroit Red Wings as the host club of the 2013 Winter Classic. 2 original 6 clubs, 2 venues, 2 sheets of ice, a world-class event in Hockey Town. What defines Hockey Town is the people. It's the city of Detroit and its suburbs. It's the entire state of Michigan and beyond. Hockey Town has no physical borders, but one common denominator: people with an undying passion for the sport of hockey. So we are incredibly excited to host the 2013 Winter Classic and the Hockey Town Winter Festival this coming December. With today's announcement, we are especially happy for the fans. This is a great sports town, and the opportunity for the Detroit Red Wings to participate in what potentially will be the largest hockey game ever at Michigan Stadium in Ann Arbor is fantastic. The matchup with the Toronto Maple Leafs is a great one. We have a long and historic rivalry. The NHL in the Big House, it doesn't get any bigger than that. Our organization is committed to making this the best Winter Classic ever, especially with the addition of the inaugural Hockey Town Winter Festival. I can promise you, as my father mentioned, there will be something for everybody. And as many of you certainly know, Detroit has played host to a number of major sporting events in recent years. The 2005 Major League Baseball All-Star Game and the 2006 World Series, both right here at Comerica Park with our Detroit Tigers. The Super Bowl 40, right next door at Ford Field. The Ryder Cup at Oakland Hills Country Club, just outside the city. The Final Four in 2009, and the Frozen Four in 2010. Now, we are ready to host the world in Hockey Town for the Winter Classic and the tremendous celebration of the great sport of hockey. In addition to the NHL Alumni Showdown game here at Comerica Park, which promises to feature some of the biggest names in the sport, we're pleased to announce that the 2012 Great Lakes Invitational will move from Joe Louis Arena to Comerica Park for the first ever hockey games in this venue. Michigan, Michigan State, Michigan Tech, Western Michigan will play their games outdoors as a part of this historic celebration of hockey. And we're also working with representatives of the American Hockey League and the Ontario Hockey League to showcase some of their top teams here at Comerica Park, including a matchup between our 2 minor league affiliates, the Grand Rapids Griffins and the Toronto Marlies, as well as games between the Plymouth Whalers versus the London Knights and the Saginaw Spirit taking on the Windsor Spitfires. Festival plans also call for us to host boys and girls youth hockey games, high school hockey games, sled hockey games, celebrity games, and much more. There will be opportunities for companies and organizations to utilize the ice for private events during the festival, and for the general public to enjoy open skating and other great activities for hockey fans and families. Details on all of these events will be finalized in the weeks and months ahead, and the information will be available starting today at a special website, 2013winterclassic.com. Suffice to say, we will have something for everyone. We've had conversations with the organizers of the Winter Blast here annually in Detroit, and the parade company and others in the community, and we're going to deliver just an unbelievable, family-friendly, fun-filled series of events here in downtown Detroit this coming December. And speaking of Detroit, I would like to acknowledge several dignitaries from Detroit that are here today. Detroit City Council President Pro Tem Gary Brown, and City Council members Joanne Watson, Brenda Jones, Andre Spivey, and James Tate. And now, I would like to invite a special guest in our audience to just say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mayor of the City of Detroit, Mayor Dave Bain.
Thank you so very much, Chris, and this is a great day in the City of Detroit. It's hard for me to believe that this is going to happen. As I look back retrospectively in terms of what the Illich family means to Detroit, their love, their compassion, their devotion to this city is unmatched. And I'm just happy that they are a part of this community with their vision, with their leadership, and with the risk that they take. We are all the beneficiaries of that. As a former athlete playing downtown in this city, I know what it's like. I know how great our fans are. And now hockey is surpassing any sport that we have in the city of Detroit. This is Hockey Town. And once again, I want to thank Gary Bettman and the NHL. I want to once again take my hat off to the Ilitch family and the organization, because as the position that I'm in today, it's been very difficult for me to get up and have a smile on my face. But today, because of your commitment, you warm my heart, you make me smile, and you know that the things that you're doing for Detroit is something that we are all very, very appreciative of. So thank you so very much. Look forward to it, and this administration will do everything that we can to make this first class. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mayor Bain, and we look forward to working with you and your team and other business and community leaders to really spotlight Detroit and the state of Michigan. The bottom line, this is a great event for this city, this region, this state, and this community knows how to host these events. So we thank the NHL for selecting us as the host club and the host city. And I say, sharpen your skates, because December 2012 is just around the corner. And downtown Detroit and southeastern Michigan will be the center of the hockey universe. And it's great for our fans, it's great for our community, and really, what better place than Hockey Town? Thank you.
Thank you to the Ilitch family, and thank you to Mayor Bing. And now on behalf of the Toronto Maple Leafs Sports and Entertainment, I'd like to introduce you to the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, Tom Anselmi.
Thanks, Kath. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of Larry, Dale, Brian, our ownership group, our whole management team. I can't tell you how excited we are that this day has finally arrived. I remember, Gary mentioned, that very, very cold day back in Edmonton in 2003 when this whole idea was first born, and we all witnessed it coming to fruition, and now it's become one of the highlights of the hockey calendar. For the Leafs and the Red Wings to be part of it, 120,000 Leafs and Red Wing fans to be part of it, it's going to be an amazing event. So we're proud to be part of it. Hockey Town, Leaf Nation, two of the greatest hockey clubs in the world who have produced some of the greatest hockey memories in history, some of the greatest names in the game. Teeter, Clarkie, Sid, Dougie, Ted, somewhere, Stevie Y, the Big M, and of course, Mr. Hockey himself. There are close to 150 players who have played for both of our teams. Our own Red Kelly was here, the great Red Kelly, 8 Stanley Cups. Bob McGill's here with Leafs TV. And of course, with us today, the one and only Chief, our former captain, George Armstrong, who knows this rivalry very, very well. So, Red, Chief, thank you guys for being here today, a special announcement. This rivalry actually goes back, as Gary mentioned, to the start of the league. It evolved through the great championships of the 40s and the 60s. Both teams battled it out in the old Norris division 6 or 8 times a year. And here we are today. The Leafs and Red Wings, in fact, have played each other 644 times. The Leafs have won 276 of them. The Red Wings have won 275. So we'll see what happens early next year. This could be the ultimate rubber match of all time. On behalf of our whole organization, though, Brian, his players, and coaching staff, I'll tell you what, we are thrilled to be a part of this. I want to thank Gary, Bill, John, the folks at the NHL for inviting us, Mr. and Mrs. Ilitch, Chris, and of course Kenny Holland and Tom Wilson, the whole Detroit organization. We recognize what this means to the community of Detroit, the impact it's going to have on the people of Michigan, and I'm confident that our organization, your organization, and the NHL are going to make this the absolute best Winter Classic ever. And you know what? It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. This is going to be a fun event, and we can't wait to get started. So thank you for having us, and let's get at it.
some of the all-time Detroit Red Wings greats who are in attendance here this afternoon. Alex Del Vecchio, Chris Draper, Ted Lindsay, and of course the current coach of the Detroit Red Wings, Mike Babcock. And now on behalf of the NHL Players Association, it is my pleasure to introduce the Executive Director, Mr. Don Fair.
Thanks very much. It's a real pleasure for me to be here. I remember the first time I was in this beautiful facility, which was actually the Baseball All-Star Game a few years ago that was mentioned, and it just is a reminder to me to see it again about what a wonderful fan-friendly place it is and how great it is for the city of Detroit. And having been at now a couple of these events in baseball stadiums, I can say that this is going to be a remarkable place for the events here to take place. Great for the city. And having been at a game or two at the Big House when I was at college at a different Big Ten university, which didn't win very often, I can tell you for sure that that is going to be just a spectacular event. One of the things that really matters to the players is that when they can take memories away of something which is unique, which is different, which is spectacular, that not everybody gets to participate in, it stays with them for a very long time. And on behalf of them, all I can say is that this looks like something that they will remember, their families will remember, and the fans will remember for a very long time. So I want to thank the people that have made prior comments up here before, in particular the Commissioner and the Ilitches and the Mayor, and say I look forward to seeing you in January.
We are going to take a short commercial break here on the NHL Network, and we will be back with the two general managers of the Red Wings and the Toronto Maple Leafs, Ken Holland and Brian Burke.
And there's a carnival-like atmosphere here tonight. The crowd is gathered and, well, you can feel it. There's an air of expectancy.
Rich is our coach.
Yeah, sure, old-time hockey, like 80s Shore.
Yeah. Coach, our line starts.
That Money Shot presentation brought to you by Detroit City Production Company. Squeal like a pig, squeal like a pig. Ha